Very good morning, class 12th. So, this is our lecture 5 from the chapter Biotechnology Principles and Processes. And today, after discussion with the that how we can use vectors and how we can differentiate our recombinant cells from the non-recombinant cells from all these parts, now we are moving towards, we are continuously saying that we have to add our DNA, right? But the thing is that how to make our host competent for that DNA, how your host or which kind of your host should be that it can easily accept your gene of interest or the DNA. So to discuss that, suppose if you are using host as the if you are using prokaryotic cell as the host like E. coli, as well as sometimes we use eukaryotic cell as host like animal cells, plant cells, fungal cells are also used. In fungal, most commonly used host cell is the yeast. So in these all these situation, how to make our host cell competent so that our DNA, our desired or gene of interest can be easily replicate, right? Every one of you need to understand one point here, that here this PM means the plasma membrane, right? It means the membrane of the host cell. It should be exposed. It should not be covered with any other thing, like in a case of plant cell, in case of E. coli, they are having additional layer that is called cell wall. So we need that our internal membrane, plasma membrane, should be exposed properly. So in these cases, in animal cell there is not a problem at all, they have only one membrane, that is the plasma membrane. But in case of E. coli, in plant cell they have the additional outer layer, so we have to remove that cell wall. So a cell, when now you have a cell and you have removed its cell wall, that cell is now known as the protoplast. So now one aim is very clear to you. What should be our aim? That we need a protoplast cell, that cell which is without cell wall. So plant cell, fungal cell, E. coli cell, we have to create them, we have to make them protoplast condition. So we need to dissolve their cell walls. Now the another, that is first aim is clear, that we have now removed our, dissolved our cell wall. Now the condition is that you are exposed to the plasma membrane of the cell, right? If suppose this is the E. coli, then now you are exposed to the plasma membrane, and plasma membrane is hydrophobic. This is because if you recall the structure of plasma membrane, these are having lipid bilayers, right? And those who are having lipid molecules in its covering, they are हाइड्रोफोबिक, वो कभी भी वाटर लवर तो होंगे ही नहीं. सो जो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन है दैट इज हाइड्रोफोबिक. Why it is hydrophobic? Because it is having lipid bilayers. It is having lipid bilayers, lipid molecules, and those molecules, now the molecule, what do you want to enter in this host cell? क्या आप ऐड क्या करना चाह रहे हो? यू आर वांट टू ऐड डीएनए ऑफ विद योर जीन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. आपके डीएनए के, दिस इज वेक्टर डीएनए, और इसके पास आपकी जीन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट है. अब ये डीएनए जो है ये पूरा नेगेटिवली चार्ज्ड है, तो जो आपका मॉलिक्यूल है, जो आपकी नाउ नेगेटिवली चार्ज डीएनए है, इट कैन नॉट पास थ्रू दिस हाइड्रोफोबिक plasma membrane. So how to make it competent so that our DNA can go enter into our host? So what do? We treat our host cell with few particular concentration of divalent ions, and specifically calcium ions. Very important for NEET, very important MCQ for your board examination. How you are making your plasma membrane competent, right? That because your DNA is negatively charged and your plasma membrane is hydrophobic. So we are adding divalent ions, calcium ions there. Now once you add, what is the purpose of these divalent calcium ions? These calcium ions, they increases permeability of membrane. Basically permeability to increase करनी है so that it can allow the DNA to enter. So it increases the permeability of membrane and allow the DNA to move into the cell. Who is the charged particle here? That is your DNA, so that it can easily move into your host cell. That is one aim. First you need to get protoplast, and second you need to make your plasma membrane competent for the entry of DNA molecule. Now the second other method which we use to incorporate our DNA, that is our shock treatment, right? Sometimes this is also used for the vectorless transfer. कई बार अगर हम वेक्टर यूज़ नहीं करना चाहते हैं तो ये ट्रीटमेंट भी यूज़ करते हैं डायरेक्टली, शॉक ट्रीटमेंट टू द सेल. आपका जो सेल्स है और डायरेक्टली भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं आप. वी प्लेस आवर सेल्स जिसमें आपको जीन इनकॉर्पोरेट करना है. वी प्लेस दो सेल्स ऑन आइस. फर्स्ट आपने बहुत ही कोल्ड टेम्परेचर पे उसको रखा है, एंड देन यू हैव शिफ्टेड दैट टू द हॉट कंडीशन 42 डिग्री सेल्सियस, देन अगेन ऑन आइस, एंड देन अगेन ब्रिंग इट बैक ऑन द 42 डिग्री सेल्सियस. सो एज यू कैन सी दिस इज द कोल्ड hot treatment, right? Hot cold or cold hot treatment you can write down, and it help, this treatment, it help our gene of interest to bind with the host DNA, right? And this is one of the technique in which sometimes you don't need the to use vector, and sometimes we use the recombinant DNA also. The both the things they are used in this technique. That basically shock treatment, it helps, the what is the aim? It helps in binding of our gene of interest with DNA, right? That is our aim, so that whenever this DNA, host DNA will replicate, जितनी बार ये replicate करेगा आपकी gene of interest भी उतनी बार multiply होगी. So you will get more copies of your gene of interest. That is our purpose. There are other methods which are known as the vectorless gene transfer. They are the chemical method and other method. So first in this we are not using vector here. We are not at all using vector here. It is the chemical method in which first we are obtaining our cells which are protoplast, and now protoplast is kept with our gene of interest. You are not using any kind of vector. Again I am repeating, this is vectorless gene transfer. नीट के MCQ क्वेश्चन बहुत ज़्यादा आते हैं कि when you are using PEG in a medium, is it a vector gene transfer or it is a vectorless? It is a vectorless gene transfer. A first cell you have attained, that is the protoplast, and you have kept it with your gene of interest in a medium, and in this medium you are having PEG. What is PEG? Polyethylene glycol. The moment you have kept your gene of interest as well as cell in the medium PEG, तो आपकी जीन ऑटोमेटिकली इट विल एंटर इनटू द होस्ट सेल. यू आर नॉट यूजिंग एनी वेक्टर. सेकेंड मैथड फॉर वेक्टरलेस इज जीन गन, shotgun method, biolistic method, very very important method. जीन गन मैथड, बुलेट की तरह शॉट किया जाता है इसमें डीएनए को. बेसिकली गोल्ड और टंगस्टन पार्टिकल्स को कोट कर देते हैं विद डीएनए. देयर आर सपोज these are the gold particles and every particle is now coated with the DNA, right? It is coated with डीएनए. सो गोल्ड और टंगस्टन पार्टिकल्स कोट करके, उनको डीएनए के साथ कोट करके, डीएनए में क्या आ रहा है, आपकी जीन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. सो दे एक्ट, जो डीएनए है वो बेसिकली आपका पर्टिकुलर जीन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट है. अब इसको क्या करेंगे आप, these small bullets, DNA, these DNA with gold particles, they will act like a bullet and they are shot. अब ये आपका होस्ट सेल है, इतनी हाई स्पीड से इन पार्टिकल्स को शॉट किया जाता है होस्ट सेल पे, और दे आर बॉम्बार्ड विद द हाई वेलोसिटी. इनका साइज़ बहुत स्मॉल होता है, 1 to 2 माइक्रोन. ये जो पार्टिकल साइज़ इनका बनता है दैट इज़ 1 to 2 माइक्रोन, एंड दे आर शॉट at a speed of 14 feet per second. यूजली हम आज तक लिखते आए हैं 1400 मीटर पर सेकेंड, राइट, सेंटीमीटर पर सेकेंड, बट यहाँ पे हम यूनिट अलग ले रहे हैं, दैट इज़ द 1400 फीट पर सेकेंड. अगेन जीन गन वो मेथड है जिसमें हम वेक्टर नहीं यूज़ कर रहे हैं. डीएनए को कोट करते हैं हम अराउंड योर, ये गोल्ड है, अब सपोज दिस इज़ गोल्ड पार्टिकल, इसके अराउंड हम अपना डीएनए कोट कर देते हैं. सो ऐसे हम स्मॉल जो हैं पार्टिकल्स तैयार करते हैं विच एक्ट लाइक अ बुलेट, एंड दे आर शॉट ऑन द होस्ट सेल विद द हाई वेलोसिटी. अगर आपकी स्पीड मोर दैन 1400 है तो आप जो, ये आपका अगर होस्ट सेल है, यहाँ से आप उसको छोड़ रहे हो तो वो दूसरी साइड से निकल जाएगा. इट डज़ नॉट गोइंग टू एंटर इन टू योर होस्ट सेल अगर आपकी स्पीड 1400 से ज़्यादा है. अगर इफ़ योर स्पीड इज़ लेस देन 1400 फीट, then it will just touch the membrane, plasma membrane, and then it will go back. If your speed is accurate as 1400, only then this particle, it will reach into the host cell. ना तो आपकी स्पीड ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए, ना ही आपकी स्पीड कम होनी चाहिए. सो फर्स्ट मेथड chemical method, second is the shotgun, third is the electroporation. Can you just look at its word, poration. सेल जो आपका क्या करते हैं कि जो आपका होस्ट है वहाँ पे उसको हाई वोल्टेज से ट्रीट करते हैं. देयर इज़ अ करंट pass through this cell for a very short period of time. This is treated with a high voltage current. Due to that high voltage, what happens, small pores develop in the cell, and these are actually temporary pores. जैसे ही जीन आपकी recombinant DNA या फिर जीन आपका एंटर होता है, these pores they get closed and your gene it will enter into the cell, right. तो बेसिकली आप इसमें करंट यूज़ कर रहे हो of high voltage for a very short period of time. Why it is known as electroporation? Because it is creating pores in the membrane of host cell. That is why it is known as the electroporation. Last one is the micro injections. It is actually used when we want to introduce our gene of interest into the animal cell. Usually this is used for the animal cells. Okay, this is used in case of, maximum time it is used in case of animal cell. And what happened here is that your recombinant DNA, it is directly injected into the DNA which is combined with your gene of interest. It is directly injected into the nucleus of an animal cell. आपका ये अगर एनिमल सेल है, एनिमल सेल के अंदर न्यूक्लियस है, हमारा टारगेट ये है कि हमारी जीन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कहाँ एंटर करना है, न्यूक्लियस में. एक्चुअली ये होता कैसा है, यहाँ पे एक सक्शन लगाते हैं, पंप. ये आपका एनिमल सेल है, सपोज दिस इज़ एग सेल, राइट. ये सक्शन इस एग सेल को होल्ड करके रखता है. ये सक्शन बहुत ही प्रेशर जो है बहुत ही केयरफुली जनरेट करना पड़ता है, अदरवाइज़ ये इसको पुश कर लेगा अपनी तरफ. सो हमें होल्ड करने के लिए उतना ही प्रेशर चाहिए बस. यहाँ पे न्यूक्लियस है, ये हमारा टारगेट है, राइट. सो यहाँ से एक नीडल के थ्रू गाइड करते हुए ये एंड जो आपका जीन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट है वो हमें न्यूक्लियस में ऐड करना है. दिस इज़ अ वेरी highly specialized technique, and when it is used in the animals, high quality microscopes and specialists they use this technique. ऐसे जो आपका जीन गन होता है, जो अभी हमने मेथड किया था जीन गन, सो वो ऐसे होती है. जीन गन में एज यू कैन सी दैट डीएनए कोटेड गोल्ड पार्टिकल्स, दीज पार्टिकल्स दे आर कोटेड विद योर डीएनए एंड विद अ high velocity. This is our targeted plant cell, and with high velocity they are targeted on the होस्ट. मैं क्यों इसको लास्ट में बताया है दिस जीन गन का डायग्राम, कई बार क्वेश्चन नीट में आया है कि माइक्रो इंजेक्शन is a most common technique which is used in case of animal cell, plant cell. The answer is most commonly it is used in the एनिमल सेल्स. और जो जीन गन टेक्निक है बॉलिस्टिक मैथड है, मैक्सिमम ऑफ टाइम इट इज़ यूज्ड इन केस ऑफ प्लांट cells, right? So whenever you are going to answer them, be careful. So this is all about our techniques to make our host competent and the vectorless gene transfer. Here I am leaving you with the two questions after this lecture, that is, if a host cell normally does not take up a foreign DNA until it has been made competent to do so. This is because DNA is a hydrophilic molecule. DNA is a very large molecule. There are no receptors for DNA on the cell membrane. DNA is an inert molecule. We have just discussed it in this lecture, so you can easily answer this question. Second question is, when isolating the pure DNA from a bacterial cell, the cell should not be treated with lysozyme, proteases, ribonuclease, deoxyribose nuclease. One request to all of you, when you are reading this lecture from NCERT, just after the competent host in the next page, that this direct question I have taken it from that page. So when isolating the pure DNA from a bacterial cell, it should not be treated with out of which of the following. So read that page and answer me these questions. So this is all about our today's topic. In next lecture I'm going to discuss gel electrophoresis, and then we are going to start with our process of recombinant DNA technology.